So, you think you can escape, Edelgard?
Your Highness! You're alive. We have to retreat to the Great Bridge of Myrden.
That woman. We failed to capture her. I will keep pursuing. The rest of you, keep fighting!
I'm so sorry, but we can't do that. I understand how you feel, but the Imperial Army is closing in.
I'll kill all of them. No matter how many hundreds or thousands of them there are!
Oh, there she is.
You! What are you doing here? It's too dangerous. Fall back, now! Your Highness!
You are...
That was a weird place to stop. I thought that was going to go to like a cutscene or something. There we go.
Oh, have I caught you off guard, Your Highness?
What?
Aw, does it hurt? I bet it hurts real bad, doesn't it? But it's nothing compared to what my brother felt.
Do you have something to say?
that image of flame or flame flesh is it's something.
It sure is something.
I love how she's still called
You
Maiden.
will never
Yeah.
be forgiven, you know. I will never forgive you.
You must be...
You filthy monster. It's time to die!
You what?
I've never seen this. I didn't know that Fleisch played any part in Blue Lions. It's very funny having played Three Hopes, where she basically does this same thing, but to Claude's.
Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, I was like, I remember that she does something similar in Claude's, but yeah, this is even more so, I guess.
Dimitri! Professor! Do it now!
Brother, help me.
Just another reason to dislike Rodrigue.
Rodrigue!
In what way?
I would have preferred Dimitri dying.
Oh, fair.
Your Highness, are you safe? Please tell me it wasn't in vain.
This punishment, it was mine to bear.
There are no sins or punishments on the battlefield.
Well,
Don't die! Please, don't die!
Do you disagree?
I don't know. I mean, like, we have the term war crimes for a reason.
Fair.
Father, stepmother, Glenn, they all died and left me behind. Rodrigue, are you to join the ghosts who shadow my every move? This is my fault. I'm the one who killed you, as surely as though I had wielded the blade.
Your Highness, you have one thing terribly wrong. None of them, none of us, died for you. I'm dying for what I believe in, just as they did. Your life is your own. It belongs to no other, living or dead. Live for what you believe in. Dimitri, my boy. You really do look just like His Majesty. What are you saying, Lambert?
I am heading to Duscur, and before you start, nothing you could say would change my mind. You worry too much, my friend. So far, relations with Duscur have been going smoothly, wouldn't you say? You, of all people, should appreciate how critical these negotiations are.
Of course I do, but for the king himself to make the journey, you must admit that it's dangerous. And His Highness is still so young. If the worst should happen...
Even if the worst should happen, he would be okay. He's a smart boy, Rodrigue. Even if he should lose his father, I have no doubt that he will grow to be a good and respectable man.
Lambert.
However, if he ever starts down the wrong path, and I am not here to set him straight, I am trusting you to do so in my stead, old friend. Promise me
Lambert, my promise. I
hope everybody enjoyed their moment of black screen.
What do you want?
Big black screen fan.
Where you going?
It doesn't concern you.
It does.
Get out of my way. No.
You're going to Edbar, aren't you? Do you really think that'll appease the dead?
Silence! You have no idea what you're talking about. Death is the end. No matter how much lingering regret a person has, after death, they are powerless. They cannot even wish for revenge, much less seek it out. Hatred, regret, those burdens fall on the shoulders of those who are left behind. And so I must continue down this path. I already told you as much. It is far too late to stop.
You're wrong.
Do not waste your breath with some nonsense about how I should move on with my life for their sake. That is merely the logic of the living. It's meaningless. Those who died with lingering regret, they will not loose their hold on me so easily. But you seem to have all the answers. So tell me, Professor. Please tell me. How do I silence their desperate pleas? How do I save them? Ever since that day 9 years ago, I have lived only to avenge the fallen. Even my time at the Officers' Academy was also that I could secure my revenge and clear away the regret of the dead. It was the only thing that kept me alive. My only reason to keep moving forward.
You must forgive yourself.
But then who or what should I live for?
Live for what you believe in.
What I believe in? Rodrigue said the same thing. But is it possible? I am a murderous monster. My hands are stained red. Could one such as I truly hope for such a life? As the sole survivor of that day, do I have the right to live for myself?
Hand.
Your hands are so warm. Have they always been?
We're fixing him. Maybe.
Part 2. Azure Moon. Harpstring Moon. The King's Triumphant Return. Following the death of Rodrigue, Dimitri begins to question his desire for revenge. His troubled mind turns to the kingdom capital and how he might end the chaos plaguing Fargus once and for all.
Woo! New month, new me.
You're the same dang slyroh you've always been.
What? That's crazy.
Our victory at Gronder was certainly a turning point for us. However, Rodrigue's death has been difficult to bear. We've lost considerable military strength and resources.
Are there no lords we can rely on?
Unfortunately, with things as they are now, I don't think House Gautier has any resources to spare.
I'm sorry. I really wish we could help. If only House Galatea had anything to give.
If we split up the soldiers currently defending the monastery, We should have sufficient numbers to invade the Empire, but even then...
Your Highness, you should be resting. Your wounds are still healing.
I am well, I assure you. More importantly, may I have a moment of your time? Thank you. I wish to apologize to all of you. I have led you down this dark path with me, and have caused so much suffering along the way. I cannot tell you how sorry I am for my behavior. There is no apology I could offer that would be sufficient.
And how do you intend to make up for my father's death?
Felix, I realize words alone are not enough to repent, but I fear they are all I have.
I'm not after more empty words. I want you to speak through your actions.
I know that no amount of regret can ever bring back the lives we have lost. I know that well. It is like patching up a tear with a different material. Things can never be as they were. The best I can hope for is to make things whole again. I wish to do the right thing from now on. That is why I have made a decision. I intend to take back the kingdom capital. I wish to save our people. Those who I turned my back on for far too long. To follow my heart and do the right thing. That is the only way I can atone for my sins.
Your Highness, if we can win back Ferdiad, it will give us the advantage in our war against the Empire. As one who has served the royal family for ages, know that your words bring me great joy and pride. That said, I must point out that if we make for Ferdiad, the Emperor's head will slip further out of reach. Can you live with that?
I still hold hatred in my heart for her, and for the ones responsible for the tragedy. That I will carry with me until death. But my life is my own. It belongs to no one else, and it is high time that I started living for what I believe in. I will no longer allow the voices of the dead to bind me. This is something that I must do. No. Something that I am choosing to do. I will accomplish my aim, even if it means risking my life to do so.
Understood, Your Highness. So, any objections?
Nope, no objections from me.
You are correct. We cannot afford to die in vain by recklessly challenging the Empire.
I'm worried about Lady Rhea. But if this is the choice you've made, I support it.
I'm gonna be honest, I kind of forgot that Lady Rhea was a thing. She hasn't been brought up in like 4 chapters.
She is, isn't she? Holy cow.
I was like, I don't think her name has been said in like at least 3 chapters.
I am at your command, Your Highness. I will follow you anywhere.
My sword is at your service, Your Highness.
I'll help too. The people in Ferdiad need us.
Fine, I'll help you, in my father's stead. But in return, you must win. You know that, don't you, Dimitri?
I do. And I swear on my father's lance that we will prevail.
Then it is decided. It seems this war council has much to discuss. Our next stop is Ferdiad, the kingdom capital, for the future of Fargus.
He's human again. Oh, I'm curious to know how Dimitri's doing. I haven't heard enough from him. Let's go ahead and pay him a visit. What you doing?
Sleep evades me, so I thought I'd get in some extra training. I was just about to finish. Perhaps it is the gloomy weather, but I am feeling the sting of wounds that should have healed long ago.
What wounds?
The injury I got when that girl stabbed me after the battle at Gronder. Her eyes were filled with revenge, just as mine once were.
Who was she?
Well, I
don't know.
You don't have eyes.
But
right.
I have a guess. Ah, I suppose I haven't told you about that yet.
What you talking about?
I was attacked inside the monastery the other day. It caused quite the uproar. The ones who attacked me,
were some of the youths we taught swordsmanship to once upon a time.
Why'd they do it?
It seems they were raised by a group of thieves we put down 5 years ago. I heard Lady Rhea took custody of them, claiming that the children were innocent. I have taken so many lives, and with each one, I face hatred. During the last 5 years especially. My life was not so different from that of a wild beast. And that young girl's brother. At some point, I must have... That is why I thought it only natural that someone would retaliate someday. Because I hated. Because I stole and... because I killed. But with those children, it's different. We drew our blades with the best of intentions, only to hurt them in the end. I suppose this is yet another thing we will just have to live with.
I feel the same way, I guess.
Yes. As one who chose to fight, it is my responsibility to confront this anguish and the true nature of war, until the day my life comes to an end.
We can confront it together.
Thank you. You know, Professor, there's something that I only recently realized. I never knew it could be so comforting to have someone standing by my side.
Nice.
I just got a comment on one of my Three Houses videos.
Oh?
Did you know this? So I was talking about how I was explaining to Jet how Crimson Flower is shorter, and it's probably because they like ran out of time to like extend Crimson Flower.
Okay, yeah.
And then because it was like the last route they did, I believe, is the consensus of the community.
Mhm.
And a person commented like, to add to this, instead of being short, Crimson Flower just didn't get the opportunity to reuse content like the other routes had.
Oh.
And then they clarified, I'm not talking about reusing maps, but just reusing gameplay, and says, one example is there's a volcano map in Azure Moon where Rodrigue has Judith's skills, because they just copy and pasted it, but messed up.
Oh, really?
I never knew about this Rodrigue Judith bit.
No, I would have never known anything about that.
They literally copy and pasted, like, a Verdant Wind, like the Golden Deer route. They copy-pasted it into Azure Moon, the Blue Lions route. And Rodrigue has the same skills as Judith because they just replaced where the two were standing but didn't fix Rodrigue's stuff.
Wow. I mean, I guess that makes sense, but yeah, no, I would have... That is... You learn something new every day.
That's wild. Make this game again, Nintendo.
Here. Yeah, anyway. Maybe we'll just...
Make this game again, but do it right.
Let's remake it. Port it to the Switch 2.
I was about to say, make a Switch 2 version. I will do anything for a Crimson Flower that is like 21 chapters long.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
And let me recruit Hilda.
Also that, yes. Repair. Get my weapons on the up and up. Then we should be good. I'll just see what's around the monastery, and then we'll do some supports before we get out of here, I guess.
Sounds like a plan to me.
What do I need to repair this stuff like that? Oh, Unbreakable Steel. I didn't realize. I have plenty of that. And... only thing I can't repair is the Nest Magic Bow. I don't have any Arcane Crystal. Alright.
Yeah, what has the net ever done for us anyway?
You're right, you're right. Gonna look one last time. I think everybody is basically in the class that they're going to be in for the rest of the game, outside of maybe, like, Annette still needs to finish, Ingrid still needs to finish her thingy. And that's basically it. Maybe Eloise. Oh wait, wasn't I gonna... Oh yeah, I was gonna turn Catherine into a trickster, I think.
That sounds right.
Yeah, let's do that. I think she just recently mastered the Swords Master thingy.
Time to sell.
Yes. I don't think that's a bad outfit either. I don't know if it's the best for Catherine, but I like the trickster.
Let me tab back in. I didn't see it.
Let me...
Go back to it.
What's the best way to look?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I ask you to menu in Fire Emblem Three Houses?
Yeah, I don't actually
that
know
I
how
promised
to look at my units like that. Let's just explore. Is it roster? Oh, I thought it was gonna like show her. Oh, she's in the back, but that's not the thief. Nope.
Yeah, that's their default outfits. All right, it doesn't
It
matter.
doesn't matter.
anymore.
You'll
I'm
see
lost
it. You'll see it.
Actually, I won't. I'm gonna close my eyes every time Catherine comes on screen now.
How rude.
How rude of her to be in my line of sight.
What's Anna? Just want more stuff.
Joseph, a class reunion on the battlefield? That's bleak. That must have been so hard.
It was very hard on me. You don't understand.
You gotta keep
I lost
looking
years of my
after
life in
them
that battle.
all. I mean,
He did. I was feeling the bleed. Could sense his soul
hey, how about a favor?
withering away.
I know you haven't.
Hey, recruiter! Now seems like the perfect time.
Yeah. Anyway, what do you have in the secret shop again?
I'm so worried that I'm accidentally gonna hit recruit on her in my playthrough and be infuriated by it.
Yeah, I know you haven't started them yet, but that like 20 minutes of me just kind of staring at the screen, being like, "How the heck do I get out of this?" That is at my every experience with the Ashen Wolf paralogs. So I'm interested to see how that goes for you.
Oh yeah, I have already told Jet, like, once we got to paralogs, right, and there were options.
Yeah.
And we only had Dorothea's and the first Ashen Wolf one, which is like Happy and Balthus.
Yeah.
And I told her, like,
This is all thanks this month.
oh, you're just gonna skip.
I was like, wait, just yeah.
Leave the negotiations
Gibby!
with House from
Yo,
Glorious to
Fire
me.
Emblem Three Houses, but
You
replace
make ready
Gilbert
for the
with
actual
Gibby from
battle.
iCarly. It would be so much better.
But we are taking our first steps.
Okay.
Dimitri is like having
have
his
a
depressive
request.
episode or whatever, and then from off screen, and he comes, it plays like the iCarly laugh track, Gibby, and he walks in like, Your Highness, I've been wondering where you were. In the final battle, when Dedue shows up, right? When Dedue shows up to help, instead it's Spencer on an ostrich that he had in that one episode in the elevator.
Oh, you don't help me.
Oh, dude, I just want the iCarly characters to replace, like, Blue Lion's characters now.
That would be great. But wait, no, you were saying you got to paralogs and there was the first Ashen
Oh, I
Wolves.
had a point, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was telling Jet because we had Dorothea's and we had the Ashen Wolves one, Balthus and Happy, and I was like, all right, listen, so we finally have paralogs. We're not going to do either of them because, A, I need to recruit Ingrid so we can get Luin because we're going to recruit Ingrid. And so I can't do Rumored Nuptials until I have her, otherwise I'm pretty sure I miss out on Luin.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm putting her on a flying horse because I'm not a madman like you are.
Right.
So she needs Luin. And then I was like, and this one says recommended level 13, but I'm pretty sure it lies and is like really difficult. So we're gonna do it when we're like level 17 or something.
Yeah. Yep. It is.
Yeah, and I just recruited Felix, so we'll probably actually be doing Felix's paralog in my next stream.
Oh,
hopefully.
nice.
Get the butter. Go ahead and butter shield him up.
Yeah, get that butter shield. Catherine.
Yeah, eating.
Yeah. Anybody else? Hilda, Annette, and Eloise. I'm running out of, like, food?
I noticed that. How do you typically get food in this game?
I don't know. Well, I guess probably with certain plants.
Being alone is nice, but I think it's.
Oh, did you stop doing the plant thing after a point?
I didn't stop, but I think I a lot of times plant the one that like gives you like flowers and stuff, and that's probably not the same ones that give you like vegetables and stuff. Eloise, can you like stop being a picky eater?
Don't make me relate to Alois, please.
Captain, it's nice.
All right, everybody's got the motivation. Maybe do a special meal. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the garden. I'm gonna see if I have like stuff like that can get me food, speed. Charm +2, sure. Let's have a charming soup.
I enjoy.
Yeah, I think this is the month that now that Dimitri's not as sad anymore, he probably has the support with literally every single person in the army. So that's fun.
Yeah. we should be getting pretty close to done with supports.
Yeah, we're getting there. It's gonna be this last final wave. What? I was looking for something. It's gonna be this last like wave of like a ton of them, and then yeah. So like there, I got onions.
Finish the game.
But if I get like root vegetable seeds, like vegetable seeds, mixed fruit seeds, maybe I'll get some more food. Okay. Let us. What do we get for what's the tournament? What's happening? Advanced Axe tournament? Oh, Felix.
Any physical contest you can put Felix in, he'll probably make it happen.
Yeah, do you see what I see?
If a bow tournament comes up, you should put him in it and see what happens.
Do you see what I see?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
This is a normal Felix screen. I don't know what you're talking about.
51 damage.
Is this supposed to seem abnormal in some fashion?
It's just funny that these other people are even bothering to show up to the tournament. They should have just seen Felix sitting there on his wyvern and be like, alright, just turn around and leave.
It is very stupid, by the way, that in, like, the tournament, they're like, yeah, one dude's gonna be on the wyvern, by the way.
Listen, they can get their own wyvern and bring him
too. It
too.
doesn't really show how skilled you are with an axe if you use the momentum of a wyvern to swing it down. I don't know what you're talking about, Jerry.
Look at that, see, he brought a wyvern.
Like a sore loser to me.
It was meant to be.
That wyvern rider wasn't good enough for me. Ooh, a warrior. Maybe you can stand a chance. Nope. That was definitely the easiest tournament so far. And a nice silver axe plus.
Good old Felix.
Do I have room? Yeah. I have not used this axe. Oh, I guess it's good against armor stuff. So.
And it heals you.
But I can swap out the steel axe for the silver axe. Plus, there it is.
Silver axe plus is 40. Why would you even have an iron axe at this point?
Sometimes speed reasons. It just ensure iron axes generally just ensure that I double on characters that aren't like super slow.
Have you considered that you're Felix?
Yeah. Actually, no. Felix is probably at the point where he doesn't really need it. You're right. Besides Felix and Ash, everybody is not fast enough to double like everything.
Felix is probably like the fastest unit in the game, isn't he? On average. He's got to be like top 3.
Oh gosh, yeah. I remember looking it up. I don't know who has the highest base speed. Oh, that's so annoying. I feel like I used to know that.
Who in Fire Emblem 3 Houses has the fastest speed, or I guess I should put the highest speed stat.
Yeah. Or highest speed growth. Where is... There you are. I was looking for Ingrid.
How is this?
Wait. Ingrid must be outside.
Maybe.
What the heck?
Hey.
Is Ingrid way up here? Or did I just walk right by her?
Oh.
No, she was down here.
We buried Lord Rodrigue's body ourselves. There wasn't time to do things properly. It pains me that I was unable to take him home to his territory. Once this war is over, I'd like to hold a proper funeral for him. For now, we need to focus on taking back Ferdiad. All will be well eventually. I know we can win.
Oh, I think my magic stat has gotten too high that you can't train me in magic anymore. How upsetting. Alright, so Violet training basically means nothing at this point. Nobody can teach me anything useful. Yeah. Actually, wait, no. Mercedes probably can. Where's she at? Have you found anything yet?
No, I'm not finding anything, like, useful.
Okay, I know...
I'm getting a bunch of, like, throwaway information or, like, very subjective, like, who's the best, like, fast unit between these. Petra's name comes up a lot, so she's very fast.
Petra, yeah, that's probably up there. I I know what I want to look for. I think when I start doing some supports, I'm going to see if I can do a little bit of
our search for Lady Rhea.
research for that.
The soldiers from the church are going to set up a base at the Great Bridge of Murden. They'll be able
turn
to
the support
keep up
on
the
auto
search
instead of
while we
clicking.
head for the Kingdom capital.
I could.
I've done that in specifically Fire Emblem before. I set it to auto when I'm like, I need to like Google something while this is happening.
Nice, nice. Well, speaking of that, it is time. Look at that. Every single person that I use.
Holy crap.
We're knocking
You're gonna
out
be here
a few
until August.
Let's just start
Felix.
With Felix and Sylvain.
Sylvain. Hey, Felix. I'm glad you're safe.
Is Sylvain a ghost?
You irresponsible
Could be.
fool. Protecting me like that? You're so weak, and yet you always...
Maybe Ingrid finally killed him for good.
Look, it doesn't matter. As long as you're safe. You can go on living, while I...
Stop kidding around! You're not going to die. I won't let you.
Nah, I won't die on you. I promise.
I love that it's like, oh, Sylvain is like, they imply that he's injured and like in a rough spot, like his voice and all. It's like, yeah, I'm just fully dressed in armor, standing in the middle of my room.
Oh shoot!
You think something like this could kill me? No way. A little magic will take care of the wound. Some bed rest, then I'm good to go out and do it all over again.
Sylvain?
Oh, come on, that was funny. It's not like you to be so concerned.
You really are a fool. The biggest in all of Fodlan. I thought something was off. There's no way you could die from such a small cut. You're so reckless and inattentive. I thought this might be divine punishment.
Hey, that's not nice. You should be thanking me.
I am grateful. You've been doing this since we were children. Constantly fooling around, but then showing up and helping when we really need you. I'll admit, seeing that smile on your face, I almost want to give you a hug. Almost.
A hug? Did you get hit on the head? Come on. Tell me you want to hug me again. I liked it.
I won't be repeating it, you halfwit. You're obviously fine, so I'll leave now.
You know how we grew up together?
Obviously.
Do you remember the promise we made when we were kids? About sticking together until we die together?
I remember.
Well, I'm really not trying to get myself killed before you. You know that, right?
I know. But I'm tired of these close calls. You have to stop fooling around. Take your training more seriously. You can die whenever you please, but I'm not going down with you.
Okay, I get it. Once I've healed, I'll get my act together.
Then I hope you have a speedy recovery. Sylvain, thank you.
That's what friends are for, Felix.
I like that support. I also like their mention of their promise to like die together or whatever as kids.
Mm-hmm.
Because they also mention that in Crimson Flower if you recruit Felix but not Sylvain, and then Felix attacks him. Sylvain mentions it again and says like if I have to kill you here, we'll die together or whatever. And then Felix is like, nah, I'd win. He's like, I'm gonna keep going, which
Nice.
is basically what he just said in that support.
Nice. All right, I have a little bit of research findings. So I just looked at all of the characters' growth rates. And so for anybody that doesn't know what a growth rate is, it's like there's a percentage chance that they will increase a stat when they level up. And the ones that have the highest number of that means that they are the most likely to get the higher speed. So on base, whatever, Yuri has the highest speed growth rate, and at 65%. And then there's a bunch that have 60, which would make them the fastest of each class. And with 60, there's Petra, there's Ingrid, there's Leonie, there's Manuela, which makes no sense.
What?
And Yuritsa. They all have...
Yuritsa makes sense. He's the death.
Yeah, they all have 60. I think, because usually that combines with the classes to get, like, a higher number than that. So, I forget, like, the ones that can become Pegasus might be able to be faster. So, like, at the end, it might be more like Ingrid, Leonie, Petra, because they can have the fastest class. But I'm not sure how that all works. And then there's also, like, you can't have Manuel at the start, so you can't, like, start her from the lowest level.
Felix's speed growth rate?
I think Felix is 55. He's, like, right under that.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
He's also just built different.
Yeah. I'm gonna get a Dimitri support out of the way. Let's do Dimitri.
Mercedes.
You've been spending a lot of time at the training ground, Mercedes. As far as swordsmanship goes, you're like a whole new person.
Thank you. I have such a great time when you teach me that improving comes naturally.
It's all because of your own hard work. Compared to you,
You shouldn't be so disappointed in yourself. You're improving too. You just need to keep at it.
Well, I can hold a needle and thread without breaking anything now. That's something.
That's a big step. When we started, you couldn't even hold a pair of scissors without twisting them apart.
True. I'm sorry for being such a burden.
You're no bother at all. I like sewing with you. It reminds me of when I was young and my mother taught me how to sew. My mother would sit with my brother and me, and we'd all sew together. I really miss it. Even though I was barely better than you when I started. Did your mother like to sew, Dimitri?
My birth mother? From my father's accounts, she wasn't great at it either.
Oh, of course. I forgot that the Queen of Fargus passed away long ago.
Yes. I don't really remember what she was like. But I remember my stepmother, always sitting by the window sewing away.
I'm sure she would have been happy to teach you if you had asked.
She always looked so lonely when she was sewing. So unreachable. She was kind to me, yes, but when she was like that, it was hard to talk to her. I'm not certain she would have wished to teach me.
I'm so sorry, Dimitri. I didn't mean to bring up such difficult memories.
Don't worry about it. If I don't talk about those things sometimes, I'll risk forgetting them altogether. And that would truly be a shame.
I see.
But now I'm just going on and on about myself. Why don't you tell me more about you?
More about me? Oh, goodness. I don't even know what to say.
It's hard to think of something on the spot, isn't it? You could speak of your family, I suppose.
You want to know more about my family? On that topic, I'm happy to oblige. In fact, I'm so glad you asked. It's important to think about your past and share it every now and then. This might take a while, but would you be willing to stay and listen?
Of course. I will listen for as long as you wish.
But later. I'm not gonna stay now. We're gonna do that later. To-do. And Annette.
I'm sorry. So sorry.
What is it, Annette?
I completely forgot that it's my turn for kitchen duty today. Huh? Did you do all the kitchen prep already?
Kitchen duty is mine today.
What? But, oh, did I get the day wrong?
Yes, yours is tomorrow.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Wow, I really am something else.
These things happen. Is something funny?
Oh, no, I was just happy. So, you probably already know this, but my uncle is really strict. He wanted me to be perfect at cooking, studying, cleaning, washing, everything really. He said if I wasn't perfect, as a knight's daughter, I'd be devaluing my crest. Whenever I messed up, he looked so mad, and he'd sigh like he just lost his faith in humanity.
That is harsh.
Oh, I know he loved me and all. He was just kind of scary. But you've helped me out and been patient with me without getting mad. I'm just so happy. Thank you, Dedu.
I have hardly done anything.
You know what? You remind me of my father.
Of Gilbert?
You look scary at first glance, but you're actually really kind.
Is that so?
Oh, right. Let me help you with something, if that's okay with you. What are you cooking today? Hopefully I can chip in.
It is a meat dish from Fargus.
I'm still a complete klutz, so I'm not gonna be in the way, am I?
Not at all. I was hoping that the food I made would bring a smile to your face.
Oh, wow. That's... Well then, I can't wait for dinner time.
Good.
Good indeed.
Dude, all I can think about is that I just want a version where he's replaced by Gibby from iCarly. I want Gibby
so much
from iCarly in place of Gilbert so bad now.
Alright, can I squeeze in one last one?
What was that?
I said, can I squeeze in one last one?
I suppose.
Alright. Who would you like to hear from?
Ingrid.
Oh. And... oh boy, do you want to hear about whatever Dimitri is, or do you want to hear about books, probably? Or Sedith.
Well, are you going to try and get Sedith?
Might as well.
If you are, then we should do that one.
Yeah, let's do that one.
Is something troubling you, Ingrid?
Oh, Sedith. You seem to have caught me when I thought nobody was around.
Perhaps I can help, if you would like to share.
I wouldn't want to bother you with my trivialities.
I will not pry, of course. But if you keep it to yourself, no one will be able to help you.
That's true. It's regarding my father.
Count Galatea. I have met him once or twice.
Well, you have likely heard that House Galatea's financial situation is precarious.
It
Many
wouldn't be if
regions
you
of
would just
Fargus
accept
are
the
harsh
proposal.
in their soil, but our lands are especially so.
Do you know how fertile the lands of the people in the volcano and the Great Barrier Reef and on the Reef? I can't talk in the morning. Ingrid, why don't you just marry the guy at the Great Barrier Reef?
There were several years of fruitless
Sorry, edit
harvest.
that one out.
It nearly
Nah.
ruined us. We could barely feed our troops. Then I was born bearing a crest, after generations bore none. Suddenly my family hung its future on me. My father had hopes that with my crest, I'd be married into a noble family, and that House Galatea's financial troubles would be a thing of the past.
Ah, I see. And the other house would benefit from the addition of your crest-bearing blood. It seems to me you have suffered much for the misfortune of being born with a crest.
I beg your pardon?
I know crests are highly valued, but they are also a burden. My feelings are mixed.
You truly think so? But you're so devoted to the goddess. I'm surprised to hear you say such a thing.
Perhaps one day I will expound upon my opinion of crests in greater detail with you. For now, let it suffice to say that whether or not you bear one is secondary to your identity. You are a person, first and foremost. And you should be permitted to grow as a person, crest or not.
I agree. Thank you for listening.
If you ever wish to discuss this again, consider me available whenever you please.
Thank you so much.
Hey. Yeah, once everybody else is done doing supports with like each other and the rest of the Blue Lions house, I'll probably still have like a couple extra ones to get, like maybe trying to finish like Yuri and Ingrid's, get Ingrid and Sedith, Hilda and Sedith, and kind of just go from there. So it'll be a lot less supports, but I'll still go for a couple, whatever's available. Alright,
fair.
We've hit about that time. We'll probably start the next one doing more support conversations, because this is just way too many to just leave on the back burner.
Yeah, Jet and I are reaching that point too, especially as we start recruiting more people. I was telling her in our last stream, I was telling her, by the way, this whole like finishing a chapter or stream thing, get over that, because we've got like a stream of like 2.5 hours of supports coming up.
Yeah. I think instead of like, I don't think I'm going to do a battle this month, and so the time that would be spent doing a battle is just going to be spent on supports, honestly.
Listening to people.
Yeah.
By the way, we got to point out before we end that we were let down by our boy, unsurprisingly.
We were let down?
Last night, we were in call with RTK623, and he said that he would have a tweet for us during our recording session today to, like, bring up and make fun of or something. No tweets!
No tweets. Everybody shame RTK.
Shame RTK. Shame.
And that's the lesson for today. But, alright, we'll get out of here and we'll play more next time. So, hopefully everybody enjoyed, but we'll get out of here. Goodbye.
Bye.